Hey, I'm back. How to Homeschool Math, Part 4. By the time you've gotten this far in this mini series, you will have understood that the best thing that you can do for you and your kids as you're teaching homeschool math is to understand the destination. Where do you want to be by the time the kids graduate high school? Are they college bound, mathematician type kids? Then you know that you're going to be hitting those higher maths of things like calculus and calculus 2 and 3, etc., as the kids are getting ready to merge into college. If they're dancers or amazing artists or amazing writers or musicians or whatever, then they might not need those higher maths. So understanding a clear vision of where you're heading is so instrumental. The other thing that you will have gleaned by going through those videos is that the curriculum itself is just a tool. It's not the golden standard of what you need to be teaching your kids mathematically. It's just one of the things that you will use to teach your kids. And you will need to find what works best for you and each of your kids. And it's okay. It may or may not work for all of your kids. In my house, I had to use different things for each and every one of my kids. Another thing that you will have already gleaned is that you can take the table of contents from almost any math book, and you can use that as a springboard from there. You identify what the lesson or the unit is about. You pause and you think, do I know how to do this? Can I think of a way to teach it? And then you can peek at the book to see if you've missed anything. And then you can just go along and make it fun, right? And the last two things that I wanted to cover in this one is that I'm going to encourage you to be a collector of mathematicians. Oh, this works for every area in homeschooling, but in math specifically, there are people out there that live and breathe math. Oh, they think it's like the bee's knees. I think it's so cool. I'm not one of those people. I like math and I'm decently good at it, but I don't live and breathe mathematics. I learned this lesson amazingly because I was at a place with one of my kids, can't remember which one because there's so many of them. And I was teaching percentages and I kept bumping into the wall in my own mind. How do you set up the percentage problems so the problems work out well? Because the questions would be similar, but worded differently. What is 12% of 100? 12 is what percent of 124 or whatnot? The questions were worded differently. So I happened to be walking by, and this gal, we were at a charter school at the time, and she was the math expert on the campus. And I paused and I said, Jamie, can I make an appointment with you because I need some help understanding how to set up percentages? And she goes, oh, we don't need an appointment. I can teach you how to do that in 2 minutes. She grabbed a napkin and gave me the secret to teaching percentages for kids. And I even have a video, I'll link it below. So I'm writing it down, percentages. In 2 minutes, she gave me exactly what I needed because she lives and breathes math. She was the first mathematician that I collected. And in my back pocket, I have at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. And when I get stuck, I reach out to those math people and I ask them, do you have a tip? Do you have a trick? Do you have something that will help bring this to life or make it more fun? So collect your mathematicians. And the last word is that in math, more than anything, in any other subject, we can fall victim to the trap of pushing our kids ahead faster than they are developmentally ready to move. Just because they can move into the next math lesson or the next math level doesn't mean that they should. And I want you to imagine a butterfly that is in its cocoon, but not quite emerged yet. If you cut open that cocoon or chrysalis, is it cocoon or chrysalis? Since we're talking math, I'm not going to worry about it, but you can comment and you can let me know which it is. If you cut open the thing and you help the butterfly out, the butterfly doesn't thrive. It actually can hurt or even kill that butterfly because it wasn't ready to come out. And some of the way that the butterfly struggles to get out of its thing, cocoon, then it emerges and it doesn't allow the blood flow to its wings in a way that helps it thrive. Math is like that. If we push our kids too far too fast, they get initial success and suddenly they find themselves in pre-algebra in kindergarten, and now they don't get it and they don't understand the next concept because they didn't have a firm enough foundation and not solid enough ground beneath their feet, or worse, they're not developmentally ready to handle those abstract thoughts that algebra brings to the table. And so what you're left with is a child that has been rushed ahead because they can, and now they're frustrated because developmentally they can't, and they go from loving math to hating it overnight. And if you're really unlucky, they start hating learning. They start hating school. So I'm going to encourage you to avoid pushing your kids ahead as often as possible. It's okay. Let them thrive right where they are. Let them be a kindergartner. Let them be a second grader. Let them be someone that's still working on their math, multiplication and division facts in 8th grade or 9th grade. It's okay. Get this foundation solid before they move on. At the end, they're going to reveal themselves to either be mathematician type people or people like me that know math, but they're not mathematicians, and that's okay. But you want them to enjoy the process, and you want them to be confident that they have a firm foundation under their feet. So that's it for this little series on how to homeschool math. If you are missing any of the resources or you can't find them, please comment below. But when you go through, you should have been able to grab your Homeschool Moms list of everyday math to master before graduating. You should have had access to 97 amazing ways to make math fun. You also should have, and bookmark that one. You're also going to want to bookmark how to make maths, what's it called? How to make maths easy and interesting. It's a throwback video from when my hair was dark brown, where I go through our favorite math manipulatives and things, and even have my youngest son was right there to hand me things in the camera, and he's now much taller than I am. And I think that's it. Oh, and the link to the percentages secret sauce. So this has been great. I can't wait to share more about homeschooling with you. I can't wait to hear from you. And that's it. Go. Happy homeschooling. See you in the next video or series.